Good morning, good morning, good morning. Hello out there in media land, I'll call it. Whether you're watching us on, I guess it's Facebook Live, we're being streamed. Whatever media you are watching us on. We're here again at the Liberty County Commissioner's Office to bring you our latest update on what's going on in Liberty County, Hinesville, all the municipalities as it regards to our COVID update. We are not losing faith in doing this, even though I know you've been watching the news and hearing the news that there is a surge going on. And you're going to hear some stats in a little while. From what I hear, even though we have a surge, Liberty County is not really doing bad compared to some other communities or some other states, especially as Georgia compares to them. So we're proud of our progress thus far. But we want to be careful. We want to be very, very careful. We feeling the effects of what Thanksgiving has done to us, and now we're heading into Christmas, so we're concerned about what that outfall will be also. So we remind you to wear your mask, wash your hands and watch your distance. We can't say that enough. In fact, I'm dealing with a youth group at church. We're teaching them that as we speak. So everybody has to make that part of their daily routines. But thank you for your compliance thus far. Thank you really for tuning in. That means you want to know, you want to be informed. It's our honor to do that and to bring that to you, to your front. So we can't say enough how we appreciate Team Liberty. We just ended a teleconference with several members from our community who were there. And today even we have, of course, our normal partners to include the Liberty County School System with us to give you their briefing. So we can't say enough how well our team comes together, and want you to know that we care for you and we're concerned about your welfare. We're doing our very best to keep each of us, as safe as possible. I will yield now to the verified mayor of the city of Walthourville, Mayor Larry Baker.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Citizens of Walthourville, let me say thank you for heeding to the call. Again, I'd like to piggyback off what the chairman said. Continue to watch your distance, wash your hands, and wear your mask. And I'd like to say happy holidays to each of you. And you know that I'm there for you. If you need me, call me, 912-368-7501 at City Hall, or my personal cell, 912-318-6910. Happy holidays. And at this time, I will yield to the school superintendent, Mr. Franklin Perry.
Thank you, Mayor, and good morning, everyone. Again, just to give you a quick overview of where we are completing the first semester of this year. And even in spite of the coronavirus that we've dealt with, our aim is still to educate our children here in Liberty County. All of them deserve that. I know that's what you want, and that's what we've been working hard to do. We have 2 days to go. We did make the decision yesterday, after some long, hard thinking, to go all virtual for the last 2 days of this semester. And as Chairman Lovette said, we want to take the precaution. We are seeing some spike in our schools, and when we quarantine, that affect a lot of children. Coming up to Christmas, coming up to the holidays, we just believe that we can help the spread because we are able to serve all of our children virtually. Almost half of them were being served virtually anyway. So it will only affect the students that decide to come to in-face. So we will be out. Everybody will be learning virtually for tomorrow and Friday. We have on our website, we posted plans for how we will come back. The vaccine is not going to be available to I guess our concern is our teachers, our staff. When will that be available? So we still, as you heard earlier, have to take as many precautions as we can until this virus is under control. Having said that, then we'll go virtually on January the 6th until the 20th, and we hope and pray that we will be able to get those students that desire to come to in-face, we'll be able to get them back and continue towards the end of the year. I want to thank all of you all in the community for the support that you have given, that you're giving, and I know that you're going to give, for the understanding. We do understand that even closing for the in-face students for 2 days certainly will inconvenience somebody. But we want to err on the side of caution. We want to keep everybody safe. And so I just thank you for your cooperation. Thank you for your understanding and excellence in everything. I'm going to yield now to Mayor Brown.
You got it.
Yes.
Thank you, Dr. Perry, my new golf partner. Good morning to Hinesville and Liberty County. And thank you, all of you people that come in every week and listen to us, and it's not all the same people every time. And I understand why, because this is not very entertaining. And we apologize for that, but I haven't found anything about COVID so far that's entertaining. So on with some more facts. In the last 2 weeks since we have come before you, Liberty County has seen one additional death, very unfortunately, bringing our current count to 30, and an increase of over 150 confirmed cases since the Thanksgiving holiday. That is a pretty good rise. And with that, in the last 2 weeks, 135 of those cases have been confirmed of the 150. So no matter where you stand on the issue, I think we can all agree that an increase that size shows that this thing is not over. And now is not the time to shirk the advice of medical and public health officials. We've all had to alter our social lives in 2020. We've all had to make sacrifices. We've all had to change the way we do things and how we interact with others. And we've all had to do things we were uncomfortable with and accept things that we didn't want to do. And dadgummit, we're getting tired of it, but we got to keep going through this pandemic. As you make plans for the holidays, I ask that you remember that we are in the middle of the pandemic, and to please consider health, well-being, and safety of your family, your friends, and yourself. If you choose to gather together, please do so in ways that promote the health of everyone that would be involved, and please ensure you educate yourself with trustworthy information. We will tell you Governor Kemp has extended his public health emergency to Thursday, January 8th, and the state's COVID-19 mitigation requirements to December 31st at midnight. Gosh, that's when we normally do celebrate, isn't it? That might be interesting. All right. So if you're in need of a test, you can still get them from the Diversity Health Center. They do their testing by appointment only now on Mondays, Wednesdays, and Fridays at their offices located on Fraser Drive in Hinesville, Georgia, 303 Fraser Drive, and also the Georgia Department of Public Health on Wednesdays, 8 a.m. till noon in Liberty County. It's been a long year, folks, but it's not over yet. As we continue through the Christmas season, I wish you health, safety, and happiness for all of you in Hinesville and Liberty County. In closing, as always, I'll remind you, wear your mask, wash your hands, and watch your distance. And again, even though I think it's been said, Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year to everyone. And I will now turn the microphone over to Kenny Howard, our city manager.
Thank you, Mayor Allen Brown, the Honorable Mayor Allen Brown. Good morning, everyone. This is a trying time for us. I know that you've heard some good things, and I'm just one of those presenters that to caution you in what we have done thus far. Although it's been outstanding work, we're not where we need to be. For example, I'm going to share some information with you, just a few statistics, and then Mr. Brown, he'll come in and elaborate on it more extensively. The community transmission index, for example, is a 14-day tracking of cases within a certain area. The governor requires that number in order for a community to enact a mask mandate. You have to be above 100, and that is the threshold to issuing a mask mandate. Right now, Liberty County is at 227. I'll say that number again, 227. So we're more than 100% over what the threshold is. And so that's the indicator that we need to pay close attention to. Community, we need to understand the significance of this. This is very serious time that we're in now. Thanksgiving gatherings, for example, typically you get together with your family. We have been asking you to please limit those gatherings, because that's where most of the viruses are spread. I mean, it is the time when you get together with folks that you don't live with, family and friends. And we are trying to get through this tough time. The vaccine, as you know, is here. However, there's a priority list, a prioritization of administering the vaccine. And it goes from your medical providers, long-term care professionals, EMS, elderly, essential workers, and then general public. And at this time, we're probably about 6 months away before we get to the general public opportunity to receive the vaccine. So we are not out of the woods and no stress of the imagination. And so we want to make sure that everyone understands that. And we are proud of what we've done once again, but we are not out of the woods. So let's stay the course. Liberty County, Team Liberty County. I think Mr. Chairman, I don't know if he said it this time, but Team Liberty County, I'm quite sure he said it. Team Liberty County has been diligent. We have been doing this for months, and we want to continue to encourage you, community, citizens, Liberty Countyans. Let's work together, and then we can beat this. We're not real high on the list of those communities that are considered hot spots, and that's due to what we've done and accomplished thus far. However, we can't let our guards, and I'm repeating that because it is so vitally important that we understand that we can't let our guards down. And right now I'm going to yield to Mr. Brown, Mr. Joey Brown. He'll come and give us some more numbers. I'm quite sure he has those numbers. And if he doesn't, you make sure that he hears about it when he gets off this call. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Howard. Always a challenge following these guys up. I won't touch too much on the numbers except to say that from where we are a couple of months ago on the rate of cases, we are doubled that number, and you heard a reference to the community transmission index. I remember Mr. Howard was on that call last week with Dr. Davis when we were talking about mask mandates and things like that, and I know people have different feelings on that, but it is a strong indicator, that index of the transmission, and saying that you're more than 100% past the 100% level even is significant. It is significant. Let me just tell you, on the county side, there's been really no change in our general office functions. We have had some exposures. We haven't had to close any offices, but we've had to have some employees, obviously, that have been in the community and are at risk now and are in quarantine. We continue to have those that come up. Luckily, though, no large closures at this time. Chief Justice Harold Melton, much like the governor, did extend the judicial state of emergency until the 8th of January, 2021. So, again, continues to mean there will be no jury trials or any kind of thing like that until that time. Recreation still in the same status. The facilities, some of the facilities are still out there for rent. Again, I would urge you to contact that department at 876-5359 or go to their website through libertycountyga.com and take a look at those facilities and try to contact them for possible use. The commission had some discussion about moving forward to take a look at least in what was the upcoming spring sports schedule, working with the recreation board Both groups have done such a fine job through trying to navigate through this period of time using a abundance of caution, but also trying to realize that the youth and community need some recreational activities. They'll continue that conversation. In fact, tomorrow night, if you want to watch their meeting on Facebook Live, those meetings are being broadcast. They'll continue to have some talk about those spring sports activities. I mentioned the Facebook Live. We are still in that mode, unfortunately. So, but feel free to watch those from your home or on the road or wherever you are to stay attuned to what's going on there. So elections, early voting cranked up. I mentioned that last time. It's going very, very, very smoothly. Lines were long on the first day, but have tapered off some since then. So there are 2 facilities, one at the main voting office here in downtown Hinesville, the other at the East End Complex down in Midway that are open for that early voting. That will extend through the 23rd and then close down for Christmas and open back up the 28th through the 31st. So just remember that, and remember the main voting day is January 5th, 2021. I think we joked last time, in case you didn't know, there is an election going on. That's probably because you hadn't turned on your TV in the last 2 weeks because so much money is being spent there. I guess the other thing I want to touch on is Kenny mentioned on the vaccinations. We've been on some calls on those. That it obviously is a rapid rollout. It's a huge logistical deployment task. You've seen that all over the news. So now Peters Downer comes down to the local level, and we have the hospital that's working to get the vaccine in here to do the level 1 people like Kenny mentioned. There is a plan that's been developed by DPH almost in final stages for the rest of the rollout of that. It is a tiered program. So again, he mentioned critical workers, the healthcare workers, the long-term care residents getting it first. Then there's a level actually 1A, 1A and 1B, followed by level 2, followed by level 3. So all that is in the development stage. The hospital here expects to get, in fact, the Moderna vaccine sometime later this week, so it can start doing the level 1 employees there. So hats off to them. Thank you for all the healthcare workers and what they continue to do to not only work with those folks who have become infected with the disease, but also putting their lives at risk to just take care of us all as we come in. I guess just to close, I'm proud as I go around town to see most people with a mask on. And we won't go back and talk again about the benefits and what all. I think everybody understands that not only for your health, but the health of others, you need to mask. So I move around. I feel comfortable moving around because of that. Most businesses are very proactive and have taken a pretty stern approach. Local businesses having people at the front door to check, sanitize, do things like that. Those are the businesses I think right now that I personally feel most comfortable going to. To other businesses, I would say it's a struggle. It's been a struggle as a small business. It's been a struggle as a large business. Please, though, help keep this critical time secure by encouraging the mask and encouraging sanitization. Please don't give up. In a conversation the other day, we were talking about, and I think, in fact, Mayor Brown mentioned the annual Brown thing at Thanksgiving. Obviously changed this time, getting large people together. So we continue to move through the holiday schedule, and we're having conversations about where do we go for Christmas, and do we get together, and what do we do? And we have to do something. Here's what I would leave you with. It's a very scary thought that we're as close as we are to getting that vaccine. And all I would ask you to think about is the next 6 months in your life and in the life of others. That's all it's going to take, okay? Be patient for the 6 months that's coming up until you and others can get vaccinated, and then you can get together and enjoy each other just as deeply as you ever did. But please don't give up now. Please don't give in. As Mr. Howard said, please don't give up. Let's make it through this next 6 months. God has provided the folks that have come up with this vaccine. He's provided the avenue for that vaccine. It's out there. Please just be a little more patient. Take that chance and then get together and gather and enjoy and love each other as you always have. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Team Liberty. one day this week I received, I'm always getting information from a CDC, an article that talked about the transmission, and it said just what this gentleman said, it's the person to person. So as we prepare for Christmas, remember it's that person to person. Some of us put a whole lot of emphasis on the surfaces, not so much the surfaces. It says that clearly in that data, very few transmission from surfaces unless someone who has the virus perhaps sneeze and then touch a surface and you touch it behind them and then you rub your face. But basically it's just talking to people, being in the same room with people, to include people who you may be planning to be with for the Christmas holidays. So please don't let your guard down. They even recommended that if you're with external family that lives outside of your house, when they come to visit, put your mask on, or certainly make sure you social distance. So those are the recommendations. I hope you'll follow them. Listen, believe the science. Believe the science. The science has not let us down thus far. It's been spot on. And I'm believing the science even when it comes to the vaccine. I know that maybe some of you who have reservations, some folks say, well, I'm going to wait and let someone else take it first a few days and see how they react to it. I don't have an issue with that. Just as long as you prepare to take the vaccine, we need to do that as a population. So please, ma'am, please, sir, prepare for that, but believe the science. Don't want to leave it gloom and doom, though. You know, in spite of what the pandemic has done, the community is still growing. There's still a lot of ribbon cutting going on. Businesses are opening. We're still proud of our school system with the technology, with the facilities, all they have to offer. So Liberty County is a special place. It remains a special place. The county, we are getting ready to do ribbon cutting on Fire Station. We're still paving dirt roads. So all those activities are still going forward. There's improvements coming to Highway 84. So I promise you, we're not just focusing on the pandemic. We're also making sure that our community continues to grow and be the place that you are proud to call home. So we're doing that. We work COVID into doing that, into our schedule. So we're not just doing COVID, though. We're making sure our community stays on the growing edge of being a progressive community that you know and you love so well. So keep that in mind. Things are well. Things are well when it comes to the community and how it's growing. Looking forward to our census numbers and what they will show for us in the new year too. So there's a lot to be proud of, a lot to be happy about in spite of the pandemic. But in the meantime, be sure to wear your mask. Watch your hands and watch your distance. Thank you. Have a great day. See you week after next.